still on the issue of your party, the 2015 elections, and now 2019.
Yep.
Why I want to set the stage for this is why some people have asked that why is ex-Governor Lamido campaigning to be president on the platform of the PDP? The brand is tainted. And the argument is that a lot of what you've described, the mistakes you mentioned that happened in 2014 and thereabouts in the PDP, were self-inflicted. That people pointed out that there were agreements that were reached that were breached. There was the issue of the then president, Dr. Jonathan, breaching the agreement of serving only one term and leaving and all of that. And that led, in fact, to sizable numbers of PDP members moving to the APC.
Yeah.
And that problem was self-inflicted, that because if that didn't happen, they wouldn't have moved in the first place.
I agree with you 100%. You say that, you see, I've been saying, PDP is human institutions. There will be some mistakes. And we read the alarm. We as governor then, some of us went round. You see, because...
Yes, that's why I'm asking you. You were one of those who said, look, this is wrong.
You see, because at that time, PDP was in government. And if we can't run a strong party based on our own rules and regulations, let me can't run a government. And we said, look, Bamanga took off, and the president, for whatever reason, I think they are doing wrong. We went down to our leaders, appealing them, please call them to order.
Elijah Bamanga took off, of course, was the then PDP national chair.
Fine. What might have been the agreements? You see, we went around, so all our former leaders said, look, today the crashing in PDP is beyond the PDP. Because if we make some mistake and the government collapses, what will follow in 2015 is going to be a disaster. We foresaw this. We went around, and indeed, all they put, Babangida, Janet Njuma, Abdusalamu, OBJ, Shagari, even Shonekan, they did all they could to call the PDP to order. But then, when you're in power, sometimes you get deluded. And, the cheer singers, then who was saying, don't mind them, let them go. What can they do? Because of the power they were wielding, and they need the president. So they are whispering, so ignore them. We said, look, do so at our own peril. And they are ignored. So what I'm saying, those things were self-inflicted, but then we've learned our lesson. We've been flushed out. Today, those who left and those who stayed, and those even in government now, nobody is happy. The voters, the people in government, those who were defeated, and nobody is happy because the country is virtually gone. So that's why I think the only party with the capacity, with the history, with the heritage to be able to keep Nigeria together is PDP. APC has been there for, when Buhari came on board, his first statement was that, he will only work while he got the votes. He said so, which means dividing the country. And thereafter is, one kind of commitment, other, inventing a number of excuses.
Well, but politicians will say that you don't expect me to work for you if you didn't vote for me.
When you took your oath of office, you didn't say, I will work for those who say, I, so, do something, swear that I will. It's also, it's Nigerian president. So it means every Nigerian, whether they give the vote or not, have the right under your government to be served, so that you can, allay their fears, give them comfort, inspire them, and then make them feel, yes, in that country they live in, they are also citizens with rights. So it is the nature of the office, it's the nature of the oath of office, not in terms of what you think you want. You are compelled by the Constitution because when you are sworn in, you are sworn in as Nigerian president to serve Nigeria. North, south, east, west, minority, majority, Christian. The entire country is your constitution. It becomes your burden and also your own responsibility.
Now, in the PDP, and this is where I'm going with the question, with the background that I was trying to build, many have said that in the APC, they may not have, beyond what is going on currently in the APC, in terms of selecting the presidential candidate at the end of the day for 2019, they may not have a problem in the sense that the incumbent wants to run. And therefore, no one so far has come out in the APC to say they will run against him.
So?
But in the PDP, there are many heavyweights like yourself. You, the former governor of Jigawa, the former governor of Kaduna, the former vice president. the current governor of Gombe,
every yeah,
is in PDP.
Granted, 2 reasons.
Is this not going to also lead to a crisis?
You see, in 2015, APC in the same scenario we were in 2015. You know, that, you know, they get the person manipulated. They pontificate, you know, the incumbent. Buhari, the only person, he can win even on sick bed. That, you know, today Buhari can be elected even on sick bed. As if we're only electing sick people. So it means, take Buhari, APC collapses. They've been saying so. Similarly, in 2015, it was Jonathan. It's Jonathan. So it is something which we are very, very familiar with, you know. Ignore the feelings coming from the antenna, and we pay very, very dearly. And they are going through what we went through in 2015. What
do you make of the RAPC, by the way? Because this reformed All Progressives Congress, which came, and then the next thing was that we had a number of senators, I think up to a dozen or more of them, and then almost 2 score of House of Representatives members defecting, and we are told that there are more to come.
You see, I don't want...
You must be happy about this.
No. You see, in the same scenario we had when then APC was celebrating defectors, you know, call it all kind of names, patriot people, you know, very, very patriotic with Nigerians, and all the encomiums. Fair enough, we suffered. Today,
the shoe is on the other foot.
The roles, you know, have shifted. They are there now, okay? But then, in our own case, because we're a bigger party, you see, we're more circumspect. We can't know whatever they know. In our city, with some grace, we didn't make noise. Today, they've got, you know, a labor union as the leader, abusing everybody. You understand? Now, I mean, see, they speak from both sides of the mouth. I saw Kwankwaso be elected to the president one night, about, I think, 4 or 5 days ago. And then, on coming out, I saw this Oshimole man pouring and going, you know, integrity, he blah, 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 all kind of names. And then when he left there, he said, don't mind him, he has no electoral value. That's what he said. You see, it's about time we begin to behave as leaders and have the honor to say the right thing when things got wrong. We're in the same position in 2015. They are there now. My reaction is, I know that I will not say anything, but then they will see the consequences in 2019. They will see the consequences.
Your Excellency, but you haven't answered the question I asked about the number of candidates in the PDP. And it's not as if there's one heavyweight and several lightweights. There are many heavyweights again.
What I said, you see, in APC, there's only candidate like in PDP in 2019. In 2015. Okay, in APC, there are also heavyweights. Atiku was there, Kwankwaso was there, Buhari was there, Rochas was there, this man from this day, Isaiah was there. So they're also heavyweights, isn't it? And they picked one. So in the same scenario, nothing here has changed.
So you think there won't be any problem?
What is it? PDP had only one person, what they say was Jonathan. APC was there, you know, saying, okay, fine, we're more liberal, we're more open, we know blah, blah, blah. And then they have candidates, and one person won. It's the same scenario. Heavyweights, you know, are all in contest to serve Nigeria, not serve themselves. So whoever emerges will become a candidate.
You really believe that?
Absolutely. And look, you see, we are more mature now. We are more circumspect. We have the history. We have also the kind of discipline, the political sagacity. There are issues which have to be beyond personal interest. And the country first, because by 2019, it's either a PDP or it'll be 230 for Nigeria. This is my feeling. And I mean it. Because what is going on today, it cannot continue up to 2019.
What is going on today, Your Excellency? What is going on?
I dare you to travel between Kaduna and Abuja. And by the time they pick you, asking for ransom, you'll tell me, yes, something is wrong. I dare you. Go to any village, you know, in Zampara, into the village. And then when you are captured, you'll know what is happening. Go to Birnungwari, in the villages there. You know what is happening. Go to even in Ibonyi, where they are fighting about a month ago between the various tribes. Go there. Go to Taraba. go to Benue. You know, go anywhere in the north and tell me, you know, that thing are normal. By the time they pick you up, you say, oh, I've been picked or I've been captured. Today there are bombs all over Boko Haram, which has been diminished, which again they're asking for money. So you see, this culture of fraud and lies has become the hallmark of this government. And because it's a government which has been produced by lies, so every day to remain in power, they have to tell another extra lie.